Well, hello, everybody. We love you. Oh, my hand. You notice that finger? I can't drop it down like I normally do. Welcome back to United Earth Angels Series episode 31. Already. Andy, can you believe we're episode 31? You're muted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
I can't believe we're episode 31. For this episode, I decided to come out as authentically me.
All right, right on. Well, today's a special episode because we're going to honor the vets today. Yes, we are. And, somebody's here with us. Who is that? That's got to be Ray. Oh, maybe. I think so. Not too sure, but Ray, how come we're not noticing it's you? Oh, that's okay. Guys, welcome to Alpha E My Masteries United Earth Angels Series, episode 31. Who am I? I'm Toby Staples. What do I do? Oh, boy, I do a lot under this sky. But right now, I'm running 2 empowerment programs, Monday and Friday nights, right up until the end of December. I am running currently 3 challenges. I have 16 books out there. I'm founder of Alpha E My Mastery, and I support spiritual warriors feeling conflict, confusion, and chaos back to calmness, clarity, and a vibrant state. And for some reason, my hand's a little swollen, and it's very difficult to work the computer and do the click, click, click. So less clicks or more for me today. Andy, introduce yourself as a co-host, please.
Hello. My name is Andy Joe. I am an earth angel, a mother, a wife, a published author, and I'm an actor, a singer, and a model. And I work with Toby, and we've been, I don't even know how to put into words what we've been doing, but it's been amazing. That's all I can say. My English isn't Englishing today, Toby.
No, that's okay. That's why I got frustrated with the clicks. You see, my hand is all swollen. And I click with this hand. So Every movement on my hand, I feel it. That's why my creative powers have been hushed today, But guys, I'm glad that you're all here with us today for this special episode to honor the vets. Now, today, it's like my grandfather did an article and, recalling the forgotten war. A lot of people don't think about the sacrifices that were made in World War I and World War II and the lives that were lost. And, everybody's stuck in the immediate and what's going on in the world. But today's a day to remember what our forefathers did for us. I know my grandfather was a frontliner, and I know that my great-grandfather was a prisoner of war. And this is what motivated my grandfather to go to war. My grandfather altered his birth certificate at 17 years old and went overseas for 5 years. Yeah. I have the story of it. My grandmother, I made sure that I discussed it and got the full details. And I got more details than I ever knew than when he was alive. Being that he went back every year because he was there on the shores the day of liberation, and he was there to free prisoners, and he was there to connect with somebody who he remained lifelong friends with from that day. He liberated this gentleman and his family from a prisoner camp, and they connected. And they stayed friends, and my grandfather assisted him to rebuild his life after. And would send care packages and would go back there every year religiously. Yeah. You know, I didn't even know that about my grandfather, about going back there religiously every year. I know that he honored, and I knew that he, you know, he took it very seriously, but, you know, to that point, it really, warms my heart to know. So before I throw Andy into the mix with her history, and before we get into some of the things that I'd like to discuss about the soldiers today, I want to show you guys a picture. Yeah. If I can find it. There we go. This is me holding a picture of me and my grandfather. Okay, my grandfather. This is a picture of Andy. Come out the other side. We'll see your head. There we go. That's my grandfather that I'm holding there close to my heart. He fought in the war. He stayed overseas for the 5 years. Yeah. And I remember him and honor him more today than I do on his birthday, because today was his day that he held closest to his heart. This is the day that he celebrated more than Christmas, New Year's. So, you know, I remember him today with that. Andy.
Sorry, I was muted. My kids are home today, so they're being a little noisy, so I muted my mic.
That's okay. Do you want to jump in? Do you have any history in the family that are vets and wars? Let's come on. I know. I'm just asking you that too, you know.
Well, my husband was overseas right after 9/11. Him and his brother also. His brother lost his life in a tank accident. They rolled over I don't remember what the bombs are called, but they rolled over one, and his brother was instantly killed in the tank. But my husband was overseas also. My grandparents, actually, they met in Pensacola, Florida, because they were both in the Navy. I have multiple cousins who have served. I have uncles who have served. So yeah, I come from a military background. My grandpa used to tell me stories about him being overseas, and he was a sailor. So I'm really not going to share the stories he told me. But yeah, I come from a family of military. I was enlisted actually. When I was 17, I enlisted to go, and I got pregnant with my first child before I went. So that was a sign saying you don't need to go into the Army. You don't need to go into the military at all. You need to stay here. But yeah, I'm very proud of my ancestors and my husband and his family. His dad was in the Navy and the Army. So he retired from one, went into the other. And he's got military family history also. So yes, this is a day to remember everyone who served.
The comment is you should write some of those stories down, because now that I lost my mom, I wish I had written more down. Just saying. Actually, I have them on recording. I had my grandmother. I have them on recording, and yeah, I'm going to write them down. But yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. No, that's cool. Andy, keep going. I didn't want to cut you off by reading
Oh
the
no, I
comments.
was done. That's why.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, you know what, guys? I really want to touch on some topics and some things that we should mention. It's 11:11. You know what? Can we have a minute though? All right. Thanks for taking that moment of silence with us, guys, and taking that minute of silence. All right. Thank you. At 11:11, I had to, yes, have a moment of silence and throw off some salutes for them all. How could I not? Manifest away, ladies. I love that. I wonder who that is. Guys, you know what I'd love for you all to remember? First of all, before we get into it, you know what? Now is the time. Actually, so happy we all shared that moment, honestly. Yes. Me too. Me too. And I was called to look at the time, and I knew. It's me, Kim. Yes! Hey, Kim! How's it going? Yeah. I love that Kim and Ray are here. Yes. Okay, guys, so let's talk about it. And then I'll get into actually, if you guys haven't, get into the challenge, 11-day challenge. What is it going to challenge you to do? It's going to challenge you to honor their sacrifice and discover your strength. Why? You're one and only. Ha ha. Me as well. Good. I love you. Okay, so some of the things I want you guys to realize in that 11-day challenge that I'm challenging you to, that you can register for today. And actually, let me put the link up here so you guys could. Let me bring it. I'm running a challenge. Starts today. Honor their sacrifice. Discover your strength. Join the Remembering Them and Remembering You 11-day challenge. Right there. It's already started this morning. First post was up. What does it tap you into? Well, let's remember the courage that the soldiers had mentally and the moral strength that they carried with that courage. Let's remember the sacrifice. They're setting aside all personal needs. Okay? They sacrificed their connections to friends, family, everything, not knowing if they'd ever return. The honor that they carried is the integrity and the respect to one's commitments. They had the integrity to go and do what they had to do no matter who was watching. They held great honor in the integrity to that commitment. Yeah, they did. The resilience of the soldiers and the troops to overcome all that adversity, all the death, all the suffering, all the horror stories. The selflessness, how they put others' needs before theirs. They sacrificed self for a better world. The loyalty, the allegiance to a person or cause, the allegiance that they pledged. Think about that for a minute. The responsibility that they carried on their back. And being accountable for their actions in totality. I want you to think about the compassion that they had for the world. Yeah, deep empathy and care for another's suffering, so much so that they sacrificed the self. Because they never, if they returned, they never came back who they left as. So let's remember that too. Let's remember the unity. They didn't do it for them, they did it for all. The sense of solidarity and collective strength and the unity of the troops. Take a moment to think about that. How grateful were the troops with minimal means, cherishing whatever they could have, being grateful for being in the pits, for being grateful for even coming out alive for those who did. Take a moment to give them thanks for that. Look at the legacy that they left for us. I know the legacy that my grandfather left for me. He was a frontliner of the troops, rode on a Harley Davidson with a spear, cut the tripwires that were meant to decapitate the troops. Why was he put out there on front lines? Because he was the youngest. And that's what they did. So guys, I want you to take a moment today to think about all of those aspects of the soldiers that they had to embody in order to give us our freedom. Okay? Yes. Andy.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you're going to say something? Add something?
I'm
You're
just
not talking much today.
no, I'm not.
Okay, so share.
Well, my grandpa's brother went overseas before my grandpa did. And I can't remember if it was he was first or my grandpa. I don't remember which one was older. But I think my grandpa is the one that lied on his birth certificate to say that he was old enough to go because his big brother went. So, yeah. But my Uncle Pete got injured so bad overseas that he couldn't take care of himself. He couldn't bathe himself. He couldn't walk, barely 10 feet in front of his bed. When I was 4 years old, he took his life because he couldn't handle the mental strain of knowing what he knew. And he couldn't handle the mental capacity of his little brother taking care of him like that. So, yeah, I've got a lot of things going through my mind right now.
You have what? A lot of things, pardon?
I have a lot of things going through my mind for Veterans Day.
Yes, for sure. For sure. Well, you know what? I love you and I'm proud of you. And I'm grateful that, it's all for learning. It's all for wisdom. It's all for us to push and go forward better and do better. And, I got to mention it. Since, a lot of people panicked because Trump was elected, but it caused world peace.
Yeah.
Literally in 48 hours. The German government collapsed. China lifted all sanctions with the states for trading and everything. The stock market shot up. The Hamas and the war, their ceasefire after decades of warring. So many things. And Putin with Ukraine. World peace. And everybody thought, how is that going to happen so quickly? Well, it's happened, people.
Yeah.
It's happened by one election. By one stamp of Trump being in office, it sent a ripple globally of peace. Why? Because He's not scared. He's not living in fear like the rest of the world.
No.
He knows who he is, and he's on a mission. And, you know, people may say, oh, whatever. I'm not into politics at all. At all. Why? Because it's all a systematic bullshit. But I love the effects that I've seen globally due to it. Peace in the world on many, many scales, between many, many very destructive wars happening. So I'm proud, and I'll mention it because you know something. Yes, we're going into 1,000 years of peace. So let it be like that for all. So I hope everybody who is remembering those today, that they hold space in their heart with empathy and love and compassion for all. You know, and I have to say this also. I am quite aware that the world functioning in peace is an unheard of thing. So everybody who's been functioning on the patterns of destruction and they lacked integrity and accountability, well, they will no longer be able to function like that. So times have changed for all. Whether you have felt the ripple effect of it or not, time has changed. And globally, not just, you know, globally. And everybody said, how is change going to happen in a blink of an eye? Well, it did, in a bigger magnitude than anyone could ever imagine.
Yep.
And it makes everybody collectively be able to hold the love even more, knowing what the global effects of change have been. So, yeah, we're moving into calmer waters, people, on purpose. So please take the opportunity while you have to jump into the 11-day challenge. Take the time to jump in and register for the Boot in the Ass Summit that I'll be co-hosting. And also, there's another thing that I didn't post today. I forgot to make a thing here for it, was the Advent calendar. But the Advent calendar is in the comments. What's the Advent calendar? Well, it's for business, success, and empowerment. So every day you get a prescription that empowers you for business-related things. Makes you goal set, makes you do certain things that you won't think about on your own to do. This is why I'm running these challenges, to break you out of your normal patterns and accelerate your results for yourself, to close off the new year, close off 2024 and bring in the new year properly. And that's why I'm doing what I do. Still, all of my ebooks are $5 Canadian in honor of my 50th birthday and the coming of 2025. You can get them all in the lulu.com bookstore. And Andy has now published a second book. So search her in the bookstore.
Yes, absolutely. My books are on ebook also, so I like to hold a book and read it. So I don't know. I'm old school. But it is there on ebook.
That's good. So today, guys, you know what? I encourage you all, as you remember them, remember the great strengths that they held and apply them to your own life. So what are those again? Courage, sacrifice, honor, resilience, selflessness, loyalty, responsibility, compassion, unity, gratitude, and leave a legacy behind you so that one day maybe you'll be honored for what you did in this world. Andy, we're
Yes.
going to wrap up this episode. Want to close up what you want to say? We're already 25 minutes in. We'll do it a half an hour today.
Sounds good to me. Today is just a day of remembrance and love and honor for all the ones who have given the ultimate sacrifice of their life, whether it be their life was taken, whether it be they are still suffering from PTSD from their sacrifice they made for us to be free, or whether they gave up those however many years. They could have went to school, they could have started a family, they could have done anything else, but they were selfless so that they could have the freedom that they have when they get back home. Today is just to remember everything that they went through. And I also think it's a day to think about what you would have done if you were in their shoes. Would you have had the strength? Would you have had the courage? Would you have been selfless enough to forsake anything and everything that you wanted at that point in time to go and fight for our freedom in America? I just want to say I love, love, love all the veterans, especially today. And I thank you for your service. You're in my heart always. The ones that are here and the ones that are no longer with us.
That's awesome. And you know what? I salute you all and thank you for your service. You are phenomenal beings. All of you. Whether you're a veteran, whether you're in a family that has a veteran, because I don't like to correspond the two, but I will. It is like having an alcoholic in the home. It affects everybody. Okay? So having a veteran in the home, it also affects everybody because they come back and are expected to just forget about what has happened to them, forget about what they've lived. They have no, well, no, they have better resources now, but still not enough. You see, and a lot of people come back with so much PTSD that it affects their whole family, not just them. And this is, it's not just the vets. It's the whole family of the veterans. So I would just like to send all kinds of love to everybody today. And really just thank you all for being you. Thank you for your service. But it's not just the vets I want to thank. I want to thank the families that laid here in waiting. Some to have who they sent off come back as a different person. And some who awaited just for news that they had lost their loved one and had to live the effects of that without any resources. Because that's not spoken about. So today I want to give a special loving thanks, not just to the vets, but to all of the families of the veterans. Also, I see you. I love you. And yes, thank you for my freedom. Big time. So guys, if you haven't already, please do. I need you. I don't need. No, that's right. I need nothing. Guys, please register for Honor Their Sacrifice, Discover Your Strength. Okay? You can do it at that link. Register for the upcoming Boot in the Ass Summit. Yes, yes, yes. The Advent calendar link is in the comments, but I got plenty of time to promo that, as I will. Actually, Let me see. Oh, look. There we go. This is the challenge. So let me bring down the banner. This is the challenge, guys. So screenshot it, do whatever you have to do. That is the details for the challenge. Let me go over here and I will put up the Advent calendar challenge also. So gift yourself the Advent calendar for business success, December 1st. All the links for this stuff are in the comments. I want to show you Andy's book cover so you know what to look for on Lulu. That's her newest book. And this is the 21-day challenge that is currently underway. Guys, I love y'all. I thank y'all for being with us today. I thank you for your time and energy because we can't get that back. And we love you. Ooh, my finger. That third. Ooh, boy. My knuckles don't want to go down. And then I push it down and it's like, yeehaw.
It says,
love you all. Have a great day. Thank you.
thank you for your time.